Hey guys, Magnus Robert here, bringing you another Simpsons Tapped Out event idea. So, sorry I've been a bit slow on this. I know I've been doing a lot of Walking Dead videos, but it's because I'm trying to catch up to the most recent season. So, there's going to be one a day until I reach a certain number, and then they should be back to two every a week. So, I don't know. Tapped Out though, I'm just out of stuff, out of ideas to do. The mini event versus series isn't doing great. It's just there's barely any views on them, so I probably will see that through, but I'm not gonna extend it to anything more than what it is currently. I think I'll just verse the two events and leave it at that. Yeah, it's a bit disappointing. My tapped out views just aren't great anymore. These are the only videos that tend to do decently, so I might just be sticking to these as well as the review, and I may as well do the premium gameplay because I play through it anyway. So it's as simple as just uploading it, to be honest. So it's not a big deal with the premium gameplays. I'll probably continue them, but as for everything else, I don't know. I'm just feeling a little empty when it comes to Tapped Out. But like I said, I still want to continue my little mini events and my major events because I have massive fun doing them, and you guys seem to love them too. So this one is a mini event, and it's based entirely on a Simpsons comic. Now, obviously, I did my Busman event idea, and that was kind of fun to delve into the Simpsons comic briefly to kind of flesh out that idea. And I thought about doing more comic stuff because obviously the Simpsons Tapped Out do have access to the comics. They're able to add stuff from the comics because they have done it in the past with some items. So I think there's only 3 or 4 items that are from the comics, but still, that's something. So I figured, why not base an entire event off one of these comics? And now I picked this one. I forget the name of this story, to be honest, but basically it takes place in a place called Homer Mountain, or Homer's Mountain, and essentially it's like a town that was named after Homer because he helped them do something ages ago, and he barely remembers it, but obviously it was something in his youth. But yeah, it's a pretty minor story, but I figured why not base an entire event on it. Ooh, sorry for that. So Homer and the family are exploring the mountains of Springfield when they find a welcome sign for Homer Mountain. Homer is confused. What mountain? Why is it named after me? And Bart says, never mind, it's called Idiot Lake, after some idiot who destroyed the town. The mountain sheriff, he's there, and he tells Homer that that's right, he's hated ever since he destroyed their home. Lisa mentions that Homer's helped repair Springfield for the last 10 years, so he could help out with rebuilding this mountain town. That should be, no effort at all. So you make Homer prepare to rebuild and make Lisa prepare to rebuild, and this will start the event. And obviously the event currency will be hammers. So the super premium item that I've got here is Squirmies with Mr. Squirmy. Now, Mr. Squirmy is not named, we just know he's the guy who runs this store. But I know it's called Squirmies, and I know it's called Squirmies because obviously, it's like little worms, like squirmy little worms that you use as bait. It's like a bait store, obviously. So I know that his surname isn't Squirmy, but I figured why not just call him Mr. Squirmy? Who cares? It's not a big deal. Gives him a name instead of just calling him Squirmy's owner or Squirmy's store clerk or something stupid like that. Just call him Mr. Squirmy. I think that's better. So that's $8.99 or pounds, plus it's a combo, so that's pretty cool. And I want these little boxes with the fish bait outside. I want them to really kind of visualize this because I think that would be kind of cool. Then we got the Homer Mountain General Store with the Homer Mountain Sheriff for 150 donuts. So yeah, here's the sheriff here, and here's obviously the general store. So yeah, it looks pretty cool. It's like a nice little sort of wooden log-ish sort of cabin, and I guess this kind of acts as like a town hall as well. So weirdly, they have big conversations outside of here. So yeah, well, I know. Plus the sheriff was seen there, so it makes sense to come with him. The questline, the sheriff instructs Homer and Lisa that every building in the town needs to be rebuilt. The hospitals, the police station, everything. Lisa, though, suggests a library. The sheriff says, sure, but Homer disagrees. He thinks they should build another Moe's. So make Lisa and Homer clash with their building plans and make the Homer Mountain Sheriff oversee construction, make Springfielders earn hammers, and this will unlock the Homer Mountain Library, which is right here. Looks really, really cool. I like the look of this one. I think they could really make this one pop out, so yeah. Mr. Squirmy tells Homer and Lisa he's loving the new library, and the sheriff is confused as to why there is an ugly fella inside the building serving watered down beer. Mo objects to this accusation. I mean, the beer is watered down, and he is ugly, but it's only watered down because they have a leak coming from the idiot lake. The sheriff remembers that the lake sometimes overflows and tells Homer and Lisa that they must build a dam over it. Lisa wants to make sure it's safe for the animal, for animals' welfare, but Homer wants it rushed because this beer tastes horrible. So you make Homer rush the process, make Lisa check on animal welfare, make the sheriff drink watered down duff, make Mo serve watered down duff, and you will earn your hammers, and obviously you unlock Idiot's Lake. So this will be Idiot's Lake. It's basically going to be like almost like a gorge, so you kind of get this like, these like little sandy dunes or sandy hills here kind of coming around towards that make these little sort of hills here. A bit similar to the dam that we already have in the game, obviously the Springfield Dam. But this one will have a little lake here and obviously a little river that you can connect, and you'll get to see the dam, which you obviously can see here. Now, I want there to be, obviously I want you to be able to connect the river to the dam, but also I think it would just be cool to make this somewhat big, don't make it tiny, make it quite large. So yeah, I don't know, I think this could be like a really, really cool little decoration, or a big decoration. I would probably venture to guess decoration, just because I'm not sure, is the dam in the game a building? I mean, there's only like 3 buildings, 3 buildings are in the prize track already, so this one could just be a decoration, that's fine. The dam is up and running, but the sheriff asks why it's so bright. Turns out Homer asked Apu for some paint, and Apu gave him fluorescent paint meant for seeing road signs in the dark. The sheriff tells Homer that this will just blind the residents of the town, and Lisa notices that also some beavers are now covered in the paint, and therefore they're very obvious to, bears or whatever. So you make Lisa save beavers, make Homer hand out sunglasses, make the sheriff construct optometry, make Apu sell fluorescent paint, and make Springfielders earn hammers, and you unlock the Homer Mountain optometry. Now, opticians. I'm going to call it opticians. Optometry. I don't like that word. Yeah, this one pops out really well. I love the little glasses underneath the sign and the little the eye here on the door. I think this one could just really pop out again. Really, really nice little building. Now, I don't think you can notice it as well because obviously in the comic kind of the art style. But like, just imagine these being added to Tapped Out. I feel like they both like really, really pop out. The sheriff is happy enough with all the progress, but Lisa is mad at her dad for doing things his way all the time. She tells him he needs to let her help too, as some of his solutions so far have been harmful. Homer allows Lisa to build the next addition to the town. She suggests a school. She make Lisa oversee the construction of the school. Maybe Skinner can be involved with this as well. Make Homer follow Lisa's lead and make the sheriff get a new pair of glasses, and you make Springfielders earn hammers, and this will unlock the Homer Mountain School, which you can see here. This one, again, I still think could pop out pretty nicely. It's got that nice kind of simple school building to it, with the stairs as well. I just think all these buildings could like really, really pop out nicely. I know the characters are a bit lame, but whatever. Lisa and Homer are all made up and proud of what they've done. The sheriff tells the Simpsons that Homer is forgiven for his past misdeeds to the town, and now they can live in peace inside of Springfield. However, Crazy Gary emerges and tells the sheriff that Homer's baby, Maggie, is responsible for Springfield blowing up, and that one day she will be responsible again for the town's destruction, as well as Homer Mountain's destruction. The sheriff this time believes Crazy Gary. He believes him, and he makes the sheriff exile the Simpsons, make Homer and Lisa leave, make Maggie think about destroying Homer Mountain, and make Springfielders earn hammers, and this will unlock Crazy Gary as a full playable character. Now, Crazy Gary is the only guy who's actually named. All the other characters don't have names, so obviously I'm just going to have to call this guy Homer Mountain Sheriff, as annoying as that name is. You could call him Officer, I don't know. I think that's the best name you can really give him, unless you want to make up a name for him, I guess. Yeah, anyway, let's get to the epilogue. So Lisa and Homer, they don't care about Homer Mountain anyway. They've got each other and they're in Little Springfield to care about first. So you make Homer and Lisa bond. Plus, Crazy Gary is saying all sorts of whack job stuff. Maggie, though, kind of, she sucks and Crazy Gary kind of reads this as Maggie communicating to him that she is going to let Homer Mountain and its residents drown violently. And that's just, yeah. So Maggie is the villain. And then that will be the end of the update. So yeah, just a nice little kind of minor update based on this little, comic. I wanted to base it on, one comic in its entirety, and this was the best one I found. I just think there's a lot of nice little stuff in here, and you can, like, really, if you were to unlock all the buildings, you could, really build up a nice little segment that you could call Homer's Mountain. You could put the river, the dam thing, in one section, and kind of, like, close it all off with a river, and then inside the little island that you kind of made, you can kind of create, or you could do it like actually near the mountains, near some of the mountains, and you could like really build it up, I think, and make it like a nice little town and a nice little addition to your Springfield. Anyway, let's get into some tasks and animations. So for Mr. Squirmy, we've got try and sell fish bait. So this will be him. Those little barrels of fish bait that you see, the ones here, he's going to be like picking it up and like showing it, and kind of like advertising it, selling it, I guess. Input all sorts as fish bait. This will be at his store. Deal with customer complaints for 8 hours, obviously at his store. Dress up as a fish for 12 hours. I just want him to dress up like a sort of big fish. Have like a big fish costume where the fish head is up here. And he can have like a little sign maybe advertising Squirmies, like 50% off or whatever. Basically, he's got like a massively failing business because all of his fish bait is like not real fish bait or not very good fish bait. So he's kind of importing all these like spoiled meats and stuff, and that's why his business isn't doing so good. And then fail at fishing for 24 hours. This will be at any lake really, or one of those little ponds, the fishing ponds that you have that Chalmers has a task with, or is it Judge Snyder, whichever one it is. For the sheriff, we have work as security for the store for 60 minutes. So this will be the store he works at. Basically, he'll be like stood outside the store, maybe with like a little baton, kind of, spinning it around. Maybe it flies out of his hand as well and hits him in the head. And then maybe also he can like grab an orange or something, like look to the left, look to the right, and have a munch on it, Welcome tourists for 4 hours. That will be at the store. Deal with petty crimes for 8 hours. This will be at any Homer Mountain store at all, really, or any Homer Mountain building. Stop fireworks from causing destruction for 12 hours. So this will be, obviously it happens at the dam in the episode, but I figure why not happen out at the store. So there'll be some fireworks going off outside the store. And the sheriff will be essentially rushing to, like, stop them. One can go off, maybe, like, take his hat off, or even, like, blow up in his face and kind of, give him, like, a... maybe his mustache can go or something, like his mustache can burn off. Kind of blowing up in his face, and yeah, just some crazy antics. And then warn other towns about Homer Simpson for 24 hours. This will be at the Springfield Town Hall. For Crazy Gary, we have ramble about his visions for 60 minutes. So I know I don't normally like thought bubble animations, but I think there'll be like a little thought bubble of like the Springfield explosion from that little... a little thought bubble of like Springfield exploding. They could even just take the little cutscene from the opening of the game and kind of just plaster that in his thought bubble. I'd be cool with that. He has like that little vision, and he kind of like goes crazy and starts rambling. Read up on conspiracy theories for 4 hours. This will be at the library. Sell the Homer Mountain Library. Sell fortune telling glasses for 8 hours. This will be at the optometry, the opticians, where he is going to have like a job briefly there in his quest line. Meet his fate for 12 hours. So this will be a task actually at the dam, and essentially he'll be like on top of the on top of the dam rambling, and then like he like stomps his foot. There's like a crack in the dam, and then he like stumbles and falls in. Or falls backwards, actually. He'll fall backwards, and then he kind of gets zipped through here. And then he kind of like, maybe he can, be like that, like screaming as he's going down the dam. And then he goes under the water, and then we see him kind of climb back up to the top of the dam on this side, on the other side, and repeat the animation. I think that one will be like a really, really cool, maybe it's a bit highbrow, but I think that would be an awesome animation for this character. And then warn others about disasters for 24 hours. This could be the school, to be honest. I think that way you give like a task, you give a character an animation in each one of these buildings. So yeah, warn others, or it could be like warn the youth about upcoming disasters, or yeah, warn the youth about future disasters. Maybe that could be the task, and it will be in the school. So yeah, that's my little event for this segment of the comic. I don't know. I think it's a pretty nice little segment. I think they definitely, it would be interesting if they did make a mini update off a comic story. I would actually find that rather intriguing if they were to do that. Now, you might be thinking, well, that they should do that if they've only run out of ideas, but do you know what? It would be a nice break, you know? Nice to have, like, kind of something different in the game and actually kind of, you know, delve into a story that we're not so familiar with as fans. I don't know. I wouldn't be totally opposed to it, to be honest. So let me know your thoughts on this event. I probably won't touch the comics now for a bit. It's not really my thing. I didn't find it too exciting to do it. I was looking through quite a few different comics, and do you know what? There's some stuff that I definitely would lift from the comics to put into, like, you know, my major events and stuff. But honestly, it's just like, it's not something I would be happy if they did it now and again. I wouldn't be opposed to it if they did it every so often, but I don't know, part of me likes to stick with the show. So, we'll see. I might do one of these in the future, but let me know if you would like to see another, maybe. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.